All right, so let's have a look at the New South Wales Blues home jersey this time around. They've gone with their sky blue as is traditional. They've added 2 stripes around the middle. Sponsors on the sleeves are Tui's new. They've got Westpac as their major sponsor this year, which replaces Bryden's Lawyers. On the back is Ignite HQ
Star.
and Star Casino. Yeah. So, mate, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, they're interesting. They seem to have tried a few things of late. Like a couple of years ago, they brought in the chevrons. Now they're going for 2 stripes. I think the initial kind of reaction from the nerds on Instagram, at least, were very much like, what are those 2 stripes doing? They're too low, and the sponsor's too low. And like, yeah, what is this big red sponsor on my jersey? Was I think a pretty common theme.
That's it. The Westpac logo, which doesn't say Westpac at all, it is just the icon, is very large and very red.
Using every square centimetre that they can with the regulations, I imagine. But yeah, traditionally, like, New South Wales always kind of like the more just simple, like it was plain blue with the trims, and then Queensland would have the stripes. And now it's almost like they're swapped in the last few years now. Like Queensland's kit's very clean, and then now, yeah, like I said, with the chevrons and that a few years ago, it's like they're trying some things with the dark blue.
That's it. They've moved away from just the straight sky. But to me, that's what New South Wales is. They should just keep doing that. But one thing I did notice with this one is they've gone away from having multiple New South Wales rugby league logos on it.
I'm a big fan of this. As a Queenslander, it used to kind of annoy me that you'd find we'd always have the Origin logo one side and then our logo the other. And yeah, New South Wales had 2 different variations of their New South Wales logos, and
even in past years they've had a 3rd one in the middle.
Yes. So I like that it's got a bit more uniformity, but saying that still, when you compare this to this year's Queensland one, they're like still sponsors galore, like in the minor parts there, like Westpac is in the Blues logo itself, much like Bryden's Lawyers was. The star adds itself below the Origin shield, which Queensland has nothing below their shield. Like, it just
they've even got Tui's
new on that other side. Especially when you can see it on the sleeves. Like you can see, I can see 3 Tui's news there in one, like from front on.
But you can't see the sleeves when they're doing a player interview, post game, half time.
So yeah, marketing background again coming to the forefront.
Well, yes, it's all about branding, product placement, all that sort of stuff. To me, I don't know if it's sacrilege or not that they've got a shade of maroon or red on their jersey, so prominent with the Westpac logo. I mean, surely you change that to white.
Yeah, clearly they must have thought that maybe white on the sky blue wasn't enough contrast. So I believe they use a white on, like, say, the Queensland Reds, do a similar thing where it's the big.
They have, yes.
So I guess the maroon on that, the white works. You can't have red on maroon, I guess. But yeah, I see what. Yeah, it's.
In saying that, there is a throwback to the old New South Wales Rugby League badge from the sort of the 80s and 90s, where there was a red football amongst the sky and navy badge.
I think you're clutching there, but yeah. Give them something.
It's a reach, but the size of that logo is, to me, a little off-putting. But I also only have one eye, and it is maroon.
Yes, clearly very unbiased reviews here.
Let's give this one a rating out of 10.
Mate, 7.
Well, I can't give a New South Wales jersey anything above a 4 ever, and to me, this it's probably a 3.
Well, there you go. So somewhere in the middle, we're probably there.
Yeah. So the Blues have also released a Clash jersey for 2023, just as they have in previous seasons, and they generally wear this when they're playing at the neutral venue.
Yeah.
So when they were in Perth, they wore the navy blue a few times. When they've been in Melbourne, they've gone that sort of path as well. This year we're in Adelaide, and I would probably expect they will roll out this jersey for that game.
Yeah, nothing announced, I think, officially as yet, but that's, like you said, just kind of based on years gone by. It seems to be what they do. I get it from a marketing point, it's another thing to sell, but, when you're only ever playing one team, it's like Clash seems to be a bit of a...
That's it, you've got 3 games a year, why do you need 2 jerseys? But at the same time, that particular jersey has been very popular in seasons past, mainly because the New South Wales have won those games convincingly.
Yeah.
So, one thing we didn't touch on in the last review of the normal Blues jersey is they have a round collar, which is pretty synonymous with every rugby league jersey these days. But when we get across to Queensland, you'll notice that switches up a little bit. But New South Wales run with a round collar on all of their products this year. This jersey is essentially the reverse of the home jersey, just navy and the sky is switched around. All the sponsors in the same place, all the same colours. It just keeps rolling.
That's it.
What are you thinking about this one?
Well, yeah, I think just. Oh god, I think my own eye again is in the way, but yeah, it's still. My problems are like the two stripes are too low, therefore pushing the sponsor down too low, and just that all needs to be up further. I feel like, especially if you're like me, and if I was ever caught dead wearing one, it would be in the not flattering area.
You have plenty of Westpac there.
Yeah. They'd be getting their money's worth on my jersey. Put it that way.
All right. Let's give the Blues jersey a rating out of 10. What are you thinking?
6.5, being generous.
This one's getting a 3.5. All right, next up we have the New South Wales training jersey this year. It is a predominantly grey jersey with some lightning bolts all over it, with a bit of a 3D effect with some gloss on those lightning bolts, and a bit of a two-tone effect there with the navy and sky blue. It's in grey, but still has the red Westpac and the big 2 is new on the sleeves. What do you think about this one, Ben?
Yeah, I guess again, like using your other colours, like you said, like the kind of grey being the main colour on this one. 3D textures there, a bit more modern. A bit of
flamboyance, right?
Yeah, it's a bit more.
It's doing something with what would normally be a pretty plain jersey. I know they like to have a bit of fun with their training jersey, particularly Queensland started it way back when they were doing armour suits and the Iron Man look and a few other things.
Looking things.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. This one for me though has massive World Series cricket themes with those lightning bolts. I'm thinking Alan Border.
Wow, yeah, I can't unsee that now. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good point in that one.
Yeah, flashback 80s, 90s, somewhere around the turn there.
With the modern touches of the 3D texture.
Of course, yeah. Of course. I actually like the extra texture they put into those into the lightning bolts to make them look extra three-dimensional.
No, I agree.
Now, what are you thinking out of 10 for a training jersey?
For a training jersey, I'll say a 7.
3.5 again. All right, we have the captain's run jersey for New South Wales this year, which is a navy blue jersey with some geometric grey patterns throughout. The sleeves are grey, still has the massive Westpac on it, still has the massive 2 is new on it, and still has that horrible New South Wales Rugby League badge.
Well, I believe there'd be complaints if the Queensland badge was there, but overall, like the design aspects there, they're quite subtle. It's pretty clean design in a way, really, but just subtle little, like you say, the navy and almost like a charcoal.
I really like the look of this jersey, and I like the way the red pops off of it. Again, it's doing something different. What I think they missed out on here was with the captain's run jersey, they could do something special. We'll touch on what Queensland do when we get to the Queensland video, but they've touched on a lot of historical elements or emotional elements with what they do. This one is geometric patterns.
It's just another training jersey. Like you say, yeah, I think the captain's run does need to be something that kind of stands out from your range. Now that they do put out 2 or 3 different training jerseys, as a part of their wider range of merch. But yeah, this is,
It's a nice jersey.
Yeah.
What are you thinking out of 10?
About 6.5.
3.5 for me.